What up, guys? It is day 17, and I have been staying busy. For the last couple of days, me and Brock have actually been recording a few things for our little podcast called Startup Ideas Podcast, which the first episode should be airing in a little bit. So do go ahead and check that out. We'll probably leave a link so you guys can check it out. And it's pretty good so far, I think. A lot of F-bombs in there, but that's just how it goes, I guess. And the other thing is that Iron HUD has actually I went through. So Apple went ahead and gave the okay for the app. So now it is live on the App Store. And that's the good news. Sort of the bad news is that it's not actually doing very well. It hasn't been getting a lot of the downloads that I thought it was going to. There's still, in the analytics on Apple, it's still showing that there's 500 plus people viewing the app, but there just hasn't been that many downloads yet. So not sure what that's about, but I've been doing a little bit of research, and I kind of feel like doing the 99-cent app is not the best idea. There's this article that I've read on medium.com. I can't remember who the author is, but I'll go ahead and give a link to that, and where he kind of does it, he puts his app for free, and it got him hundreds of downloads because it's a free app, and then he offered in-app purchases. And what's interesting about that, I feel like, is kind of going back to when I was working at the startup company that I used to work for. That follows this sort of funneling sales process. So you've cast a wider net and have people kind of check you out, on a more kind of freemium version, and then there's going to be certain people where you'll connect with a little bit better, and they'll start to like your product, and then those are the ones that are actually going to purchase it. So it sounds like a good idea. I know it's just been a few days, but it kind of seems like it's not really going to change very much the downloads for Iron HUD. So I'm going to go ahead and try this route and see what happens, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. And I'll also let you guys know how the Startup Ideas podcast is working out. We're kind of going, I've done a lot of research with the podcast, how to launch. There's a lot of good content about that, which if you haven't heard of Digital Marketer, that's a really awesome website. They talk about, that's where I got this idea of how I need to launch this podcast, which you basically need to launch with several episodes right when you go out, so that when it's up on iTunes, you'll have a higher chance of getting more downloads because you have more podcast episodes there. And then that'll give you a better chance of boosting you on the new and noteworthy on iTunes, and that is where the golden space of where you want to be is. Because once you're there, that's a lot of organic traffic that you can get. So win-win, right? So that's what we're going to be going for. That's why we haven't aired them yet. Me and Brock have recorded a couple things, so we're kind of waiting till we have a few more, and then we're going to air them out all at the same time, and we will see how that goes. So those are the two things. One other thing that I kind of thought was a little interesting, the whole thing about the bad news with Iron HUD not really getting a lot of downloads, and I know that I've been telling you that I've been kind of freaking out, not making any money. Well, it's interesting that I actually don't feel, I feel a little bit better about it now because I'm working on several different things. So I think one of the what do you call it? The ups of working on several different things is that you don't take one huge setback extremely you don't take it very extremely, you don't take it seriously, or not, you don't take it as bad as you normally would, because you've got other avenues that you're trying to go for. So I think that's one of the unintended consequences of the choice that I've made of trying to work on several different things. So that's cool, I guess, because otherwise I would be making this video crying my little eyes out. So yeah, working on those two things. I'll let you guys know how those work out, and the podcast should be coming out soon, so I'll let you guys know. All right.